Nestled beneath the mighty Hudson River, the tunnels that connect New York City and New Jersey have served as vital arteries of transportation for over a century. Their history is a testament to engineering prowess, economic necessity, and the enduring role of labor unions in shaping our region's infrastructure. The story begins in the late 19th century, amidst a rapidly growing New York City. As the population booms and commerce flourishes, the need for efficient transportation links between Manhattan and New Jersey and the rest of the country becomes increasingly urgent. In 1908, construction commenced on what would become the first pair of Hudson River tunnels, engineered by the Pennsylvania Railroad. Spanning from Weehawken, New Jersey to Manhattan's Pennsylvania Station, these tunnels are engineering marvels, employing cutting-edge tunneling techniques and reinforcing the riverbed against the relentless pressure of the Hudson River. Completed in 1910, the tunnels quickly became a lifeline for commuters and freight alike, enabling the efficient movement of goods and people between New Jersey and New York City. They symbolize progress and prosperity and fuel the economic growth of the entire region. Over the decades, these tunnels witness wars, economic downturns, and periods of immense regional growth. They bear witness to the rise and fall of industries, yet they remain steadfast in their role as essential infrastructure for the Northeast Corridor. However, the passage of time is not kind to infrastructure. Increased traffic, harsh weather conditions, and the relentless march of corrosion take their toll.
Members of the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure toured the century-old North River Rail Tunnel under the Hudson Thursday night. It's part of the larger Gateway project, which would replace the deteriorating tunnel linking Amtrak's Northeast Corridor between New York and New Jersey.
In 2012, Superstorm Sandy devastates the region and floods the tunnels with corrosive saltwater. The saltwater eats away at all of the electrical and signaling systems in the tunnel and accelerates the deterioration of the tunnel walls. The need for a modern, resilient transportation link becomes more urgent than ever. Additionally, trains traveling to New York City must cross over the Portal Bridge, another relic from the past. Based on bridge designs from the 1840s, the Portal Bridge also opened in 1910. Today, the old bridge must be open regularly to let barge traffic navigate the Hackensack River, but the bridge is so old that it regularly gets stuck opening or closing, causing more delays.
Well, the Gateway Tunnel is the tunnels from New York to New Jersey. It carries 200,000 passengers a day, 450 trains between Newark and Penn Station. It's 13% of Manhattan's workforce lives in northern New Jersey along the rail lines. The amount of the GDP is about 20% of the U.S. GDP that travels along there, and the tunnels are 110 years old.
We don't have the capacity anymore.
We don't have the capacity, and the capacity we do have is aging and in need of repair.
Enter the Gateway Project, a visionary initiative aimed at securing the future of Trans-Hudson transportation. Conceived as a comprehensive overhaul and expansion of the existing infrastructure, the Gateway Project seeks to build new tunnels, rehabilitate the existing ones, replace the old Portal Bridge, and ensure a more reliable and resilient connection between New Jersey and New York City. When completed, the Gateway Project will support more one-seat rides between New Jersey and New York. Central to the Gateway Project is the construction of 2 new rail tunnels under the Hudson River. These tunnels, designed to modern standards, will not only increase capacity, but also provide much-needed redundancy in the event of emergencies or maintenance. Building tunnels under a major river like the Hudson presents unique challenges. We're employing state-of-the-art tunnel boring machines and advanced materials to ensure both safety and efficiency.
We recognize that the whole gateway, and that gateway is the tunnels and the bridges and all the approaches, is critical nationally, not just to New York and New Jersey, not just to the Northeast region, but the entire United States.
The Gateway Project is, without exaggeration, the most important infrastructure project in the country.
Well, Chris, it's the largest infrastructure project in U.S. history, building 2 new tunnels connecting New Jersey and New York. The $16 billion Gateway Tunnel project received a $6.8 billion full funding grant from the federal government to make it happen. The project will provide 2 new tunnels under the Hudson while improving the existing aging tunnels.
The federal government recognizes its importance and is contributing $12 billion in funding of this $16 billion project. The remaining $4 billion is being split between New Jersey and New York.
The light at the end of the Gateway Tunnel is signed, sealed,
and delivered. This is a great American project. This region of New York and New Jersey is the most economically productive region in all of America and one of the most economically productive regions in all of the world.
Integral to the construction and maintenance of these tunnels are the dedicated men and women of various labor unions. From the skilled tunnel workers who brave the depths of the Hudson to the electricians and engineers ensuring safety and efficiency, union labor plays a crucial role in every phase of the project.
This isn't just about money for rail. This is about jobs and economic opportunity. It's for a region. It has a double effect. It has an effect, first and foremost, all the construction jobs, all the good-paying middle-class jobs that will go into a massive project like this. But by opening up these arteries and increasing the flow of economic activity in our region, it'll create other jobs, business opportunities, so many things. The port area that we're standing in right now is an example of that. By our grandparents investing in this area, building out this port infrastructure. Here we are today talking about thousands of jobs coming to our region, being built upon infrastructure that already exists. What if we expand that infrastructure, increase those logistic capabilities? It just creates more jobs, more opportunity, and that's what it's about. For families in Bayonne, for families in Essex County, Hudson County, Union County, Bergen County, all northern New Jersey and beyond, this is an opportunity to create incredible opportunities for economic growth, economic prosperity. That's what we should all be fighting for.
As the Gateway project progresses, collaboration between labor unions, government agencies, and private contractors will be essential. Together, they strive to overcome obstacles, uphold safety standards, and deliver a transportation network that meets the needs of future generations.
It's the gateway to the gateway, right?
This section of work will take 2 years.
It's a once-in-a-generational project, and we're all here. We all love it, and it's can't wait to get it done.
It is the most urgent infrastructure project in the country. It is a critical fracture point for the entire nation's economy.
As the sun sets over the Hudson, one thing remains clear. The story of the Hudson Rail Tunnels is one of resilience, innovation, and the collaborative efforts of those who build and maintain our infrastructure. With the Gateway project on the horizon, the future of Trans-Hudson transportation looks brighter than ever before.
When union labor and contractors come together for one common goal, anything can be accomplished. ITEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative. We are the labor management fund for the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825. From Kingston to Cape May and from river to river, we're creating the opportunities that spawn real economic development and building the future. As members of the business community and chambers of commerce, we create the partnerships needed to collaborate success. As advocates, we shape the public policy in local town halls and state houses that protect our members and generate possibilities. We eliminate entry barriers that ensures our members are ready on day one for whatever work our contractors require. And as industry innovators, we develop grant programs to help our contractors compete in underrepresented market sectors. This is what the 21st century organized labor looks like. This is ILEC, building the infrastructure New York and Jersey relies on. In the 1920s and early 1930s, James Braddock was known not for his fists, but for his skill and grit in the hard world of labor. His life was famously chronicled in the Oscar-nominated film Cinderella Man, starring Russell Crowe as James Braddock. Long before he became a boxing legend, Braddock worked as an operating engineer, one of the toughest and most dangerous jobs in the world. This is the story of a man who fought not just in the ring, but in the trenches of the Great Depression, where every day was a battle for survival. Operating engineers were the backbone of America's construction and industrial revolution. They worked massive machines, steam shovels, bulldozers, and cranes during the day and fought for their families and their futures at night. James Braddock, a man who would go on to become the heavyweight boxing champion of the world, was one of them. Born in 1905 in New York City, Braddock was no stranger to hard work. After a brief and promising career as a boxer, injury and the Great Depression forced him out of the ring. But instead of giving up, he turned to the only thing he knew: manual labor. As an operating engineer, Braddock worked long hours in the unforgiving conditions of the docks and construction sites. His job was to operate heavy machinery, machines that moved dirt, built roads, and laid the foundation for America's future. These were physically demanding, dangerous jobs, but Braddock was no stranger to hard work. The machines were massive and difficult to control. Operating engineers like Braddock had to be precise, skilled, and able to keep their cool under intense pressure. It was a job where mistakes could be costly, both in terms of money and, in some cases, lives. For Braddock, the work was exhausting, but it was also the only thing keeping his family afloat during the Great Depression, a time when jobs were scarce and survival was a daily struggle. He earned his wages not in the ring, but in the dirt and dust of a rapidly changing world. His wife, May, and their 3 children depended on him. And while the pay wasn't always enough, Braddock's resilience and determination made him a local hero in his neighborhood as he kept pushing forward against all odds. But Braddock was never finished with boxing. The call of the ring was always there, pulling him back. In 1934, with his family struggling to get by, he took the biggest gamble of his life, a return to boxing. In a stunning turn of fate, Braddock, once considered washed up, defeated the odds and won a string of unexpected victories. His comeback story captured the imagination of the nation, and in 1935, Braddock faced Max Baer for the heavyweight championship of the world. Against all expectations, Braddock won. He became the heavyweight champion of the world, the Cinderella Man. But it was his work as an operating engineer that kept him grounded, giving him the strength and determination to fight through adversity in the ring. Braddock's story wasn't just one of boxing greatness. It was the story of a man who worked hard, faced countless setbacks, and fought for a better life for his family. Whether behind the controls of a steam shovel or inside the ropes of the boxing ring, James Braddock showed the world the true meaning of resilience. Because, in the end, the toughest battles are fought both in the ring and in the everyday work of building a life. James Braddock, a man who fought for his family, for his future, and for a dream that seemed impossible. He wasn't just a champion in the ring. He was a champion of hard work, of perseverance, and of the human spirit. These values are exemplified today and every day in the men and women of the Operating Engineers, Local 825.
Bulldozers, excavators, and cranes. Heavy machinery covers the lot of the Operating Engineers Training Center, Local 825 in Dayton, New Jersey. It's where 7,800 union members across New Jersey and Lower New York train before building local infrastructure.
We have everything almost soup to nuts that you would see in the construction industry. We teach everything here.
Greg Lullaby, a second-generation crane operator, now oversees the training center's operations.
We invest in training every year because what we do is so critical.
Before operating heavy equipment,
pull it back to you nice and easy.
The trainees start here.
We start them out at certain basic skills.
It looks like a gaming arcade.
This gentleman here is working on an excavator. The exercise that he's doing is loading trucks and cycle times.
Using state-of-the-art virtual reality simulators, training is key.
different weather, different lighting, snow, wind.
Training at the center is free to a limited number of students chosen. It's competitive too. Costs are covered by a union members fund.
We have about 170 students now, and then we retrain. A big component of what we do is taking somebody like myself who may have been around 40 years, but the technology changed.
All students, both men and women, have to undergo OSHA safety training and get familiar with the heavy equipment.
We'd have two people standing on the ground right there. You're the pitcher and they're standing where they want the ball to go.
They told me practicing on the simulator gives them the confidence they need on the heavy hitters.
This one just has different variations to it with cranes and drills.
These future operators are in high demand with major construction ramping up. Local 825 is bridging tradition and technology for a brighter future. Roxanne Evans, News 12.
Nestled along an old quarry lake in central Jersey, the soaring cranes of the local 825 training center can be seen from the New Jersey Turnpike. This high-tech facility is where union operating engineers go to learn how to safely operate cranes, dozers, and other high-powered heavy equipment seen at construction sites around the state. Inside, they have construction equipment simulators, welding simulators, and classrooms. Outside, they have instructors teaching them the fine points of their trade. Next time you're on the New Jersey Turnpike between exits 8A and 9, look for us on the southbound side. Local 825 operating engineers. The best trained operating engineers in New Jersey.
This is the IUOE International Training and Education Center, or ITEC, in Crosby, Texas, just outside of Houston. Here, union stationary engineers can expand their skills at a state-of-the-art facility developed specifically for them. ITEC is the largest training center in North America for union construction and maintenance professionals. For stationary engineers, this means unparalleled, innovative training.
You're getting specialized training that you wouldn't get at your local facility.
I know that firsthand. You can't get this training elsewhere. I paid a lot of money to get training that's half as good, if that, you know? So it's priceless to get this kind of training.
This is like a cell phone or anything else. If you don't know the features on there, you're never going to use them.
ITEC offers classes in a variety of topics designed to take stationary engineering skills to the next level.
They have the best instructors in the union possible. All of them have a background in whatever it is that they're teaching, and they know it inside and out because they've done it themselves for years.
We're looking at pumps, motors, electrical basics, advanced electrical systems, heating, ventilation, fire life safety systems, chillers, and base building.
We've installed working equipment, training equipment, and simulators, so that all our training is practical and hands-on.
At ITEC, one of the unique advantages is that students are not just looking at training in a manual or a PowerPoint. They're getting their hands on the equipment, and that's important.
We want them to be able to go back out into the real world, back into their buildings and so forth, and be able to train the same way as if they were working in their buildings, in their facilities.
We're actually handling the equipment, we're actually handling the meters, we're putting leads here, we're testing, we're putting circuits together. All of that is right in front of us.
This air handler that's in here that would normally be on the roof, that they have this in here for you to actually open up, look at, get your hands in there and actually do hands-on training, which is not something that you're going to get in a normal classroom setting.
ITEC students work on equipment from many of the industry's top manufacturers.
What's so special about this place is the ability to showcase large pieces of equipment which we cannot showcase in our local facilities and our local training centers.
Manufacturers each have their own specialties, and here you get a chance to see from different manufacturers but how they also interconnect with each other.
Students also learn about the latest industry advances.
You can get irrelevant very quickly, and this training center keeps the training relevant because it stays on top of the modern technology.
The training takes place on ITEC's beautiful 265-acre campus. There are comfortable dorm rooms, a full-service cafeteria, and plenty of amenities. And the amazing part? This is all free of charge for union members.
The expenses are fully paid, other than your time off, which could be negotiated with your employer. But your flight out here, your lodging, your food, of course the training, which is invaluable, that is all taken care of by the union.
All you have to do is register for the class, let them know you're interested, and they take care of the rest for you. So it's been a great experience.
Students who've been to ITEC say the training is invaluable. They say it makes them better at their jobs and more marketable for the future.
It's your career and you want to know everything that's going on in your industry. Very important if you want to further your career and better yourself.
The training at ITEC is so good, many students keep coming back.
So I took one class and came here, and it was very, very good. I never expected to be that good, but having come to first class, I start coming. This is my third class.
So what are you waiting for? Register for ITEC classes today.
This is the best. That is the best investment you are going to do for yourself. Come to ITEC.
You gotta 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 come to ITEC.
For more than 120 years, our country and state have been built by strong union labor. Heavy equipment operators known as operating engineers built this nation with skill, determination, and pride. Today, the soaring skyscrapers, our busiest bridges, the energy grid to turn the lights on, and the underground tunnels that bring clean water are thanks to those hardworking men and women. Let's learn a little more about how these skilled construction leaders built the nation we know today. Working conditions for construction and stationary workers in the late 1800s were, at best, appalling. Pay wages for 60 to 90-hour work weeks were equally miserable. Benefits at that time were practically unheard of. In an effort to change those conditions, 11 pioneering individuals met in Chicago on December 7, 1896, to form the National Union of Steam Engineers of America, the forerunner of today's IUOE. In the early days, they were known as the International Union of Steam Engineers, reflecting their unique ability to operate dangerous steam boilers and steam-driven construction equipment popular at the turn of the century. These skilled workers flocked to the West Coast, as they were critical in rebuilding San Francisco after it was leveled by the Great Earthquake of 1906. And in Central America, they moved mountains to construct the Panama Canal. In 1912, the union became known as the International Union of Steam and Operating Engineers to greater reflect the impact and eventually replacement the combustion engines, electric motors, and hydraulic machinery would have on the industry. In 1920, New Jersey Local 825 was formed. As the organization progressed, it attracted workers from the public sector, making it a truly diverse trade union. Passage of the Davis-Bacon Act of 1931, which guaranteed construction workers' wage rates on federally financed projects, helped the union weather the after effects of the Great Depression and maintain its progress. Union workers continue to enjoy this protection even today. They fought for the 8-hour day, weathered attacks on the labor movement, and continued to work through the Great Depression building the Hoover Dam, LaGuardia Airport, the Triborough Bridge, the Lincoln Tunnel, and other New Deal projects of the 1940s. And when the call came, many IUOE members became part of the U.S. Navy Seabees, skilled construction men who carved out bases, airfields, and roads in the war zones of Europe and later Korea and Vietnam. Here in New Jersey, IUOE Local 825 operating engineers built the state's most memorable and important locations: New Jersey Turnpike and Parkway, Newark Airport, the Meadowlands Sports Complex, Rutgers, Rowan, and Princeton Universities, and the casinos of Atlantic City. Today, Local 825 operating engineers build and maintain the roads and bridges and tunnels and rails that carry you home, the gas lines that you heat and cook with, and the electrical grid that powers modern life. And they clean up Superfund sites and other remnants of our industrial past. Today, our nation and state stand at a crossroads, and Local 825 is ready. Local 825 operating engineers are the best trained in the industry, with 2 high-tech training centers to make sure that members are up to date on all of the latest construction technology and safety protocols. And in 2022, Local 825 formed a partnership with Hudson County Community College. In the Earn and Learn program, apprentices earn credits towards an Associate of Applied Science degree as they learn their trade. Local 825 is ready to upgrade our energy grid, expanding and reinforcing existing parts of the grid to make them more resilient to extreme weather while plugging in new sources of energy. And as New Jersey's population and business activity continues to grow, Local 825 is ready to build the 21st century transportation infrastructure that ties it all together. This includes bringing existing roads, tunnels, and bridges up to modern safety standards, and building new infrastructure that reflects the new ways that we live, work, and play. IUOE Local 825 operating engineers built our past, maintain our present, and are ready to build our future.